Imagine you're at a traffic light. If the light is green, you go. If it's red, you stop. And if it's yellow, you prepare to stop, right? This is exactly how conditional statements work in Python. They help your program make decisions. In our last video, we learned about Python operators. Today, we're taking it one step further with conditional statements. This is where Python really starts to feel alive. Your code can now think and make decisions based on conditions. So what are these conditional statements? Conditional statements are like rules we set for our program. They check if something is true or false. Okay, and then they decide what action to take based on either the condition is true or the condition is false. So the main keywords in conditional statements are the if, which checks the condition, Elif, which checks another condition if the first one is false. Okay, so there are cases where you have three conditions to check. The first condition is checked using if. The second condition will use elif to check, and then else runs when none of the conditions are true. So if the if condition and the else if condition is false, then the else will run in this case. So let's move ahead and see how we can make use of these keywords. Alright, so moving back to our Visual Studio Code, you create a file. I named mine conditions.py. So here, let's set a variable. Let's say age equals to 18. Alright, so let's see how we can use conditional statements here. So let's start with if. So if, let's say age is greater than or equals to 18. Assuming your age is greater than or equals to 18, that's what this particular line of code means here. It's checking if the person's age is greater than or equals to 18. So what should happen if the person's age is greater than or equals to 18? So here we put a full colon and then you press enter. So the moment you press enter, as you can see, Python automatically indents for you. So this is trying to say whatever you are putting or whatever you're writing here is going to be part of this condition here. So what should happen if age is greater than 18? Okay, I can say if age is greater than 18, I want to print you are an adult, right? So assuming this is what I want to print when the age is greater than 18, you are an adult. So let's save this and let's now run it. So let's run the file. Alright, so as you can see, we got the output, you are an adult. Why? Because this condition is true. Age is greater than or equals to 18. This is the value of age. What if I change the age to 10? So let's save this and let's run this and see. So nothing was printed because this condition is not true. Okay, this condition is not true. Age is less than 18, right? Because age is now what? 10. So what if I set age is equals to 9, right? So let me say, so here I will just say you are underage, right? So let's save this. Let's clear. All right, so let's run this again. So as you can see now, it says you are underage, right? Okay, so this is if statement. So let's see how we can use if and else, right? So if and else is normally used to check for two conditions. Okay, that's if and also the else. You can use it to check for just two conditions. Let's see example here. Assuming we have score, let's say the score is equals to 45. So I have a variable here which stores a value of type int, which is a score here. So I can say if score is greater than or equals to 50, right? Your full colon and then enter. So what should happen if score is greater than or equals to 50? So assuming this is a test score, when you score above 50, it means you've passed the test, right? So I will now say print you passed the test, right? That is if the score is greater than or equals to 50. So now else, right? Any score above 50 or greater than or equals to 50, it means that person has passed the test. Then else what? Else means it's going to take any score below 50, because from here we've already set the condition to target from 50 above. So else is going to be from 50 below, that's from 49 below. Okay, it's going to target from 49, 48 below. Okay, so else it should print you failed the tests, right? You failed the test. Okay, so now as you can see, we've set these two conditions here. The first one is checking if the score is greater than or equals to 50, and then it prints you pass the test. As far as the score is less than or equals to, as far as the score is less than 50, then this particular line of code will be executed. So let's run this code and see the output. Alright, so as you can see, it says you failed the test. It means it is this particular line of code that got executed. Why? Because score is equals to 45. So this condition here is what is false. Score is not greater than or equals to 50. So that's why this line of code was executed. So now let's change this to, let's say, 60. Let's take a value above 50. So let's clear. So as you can see now, we got you passed the test. It means this particular line of code was executed, right? Because what? Score is equals to 60, so it means this condition is true. Score is greater than or equals to 50. So this is how you can be able to use if and else. Okay, so now we said we have Elif, right? In most cases, we use Elif when we are checking for more than two conditions. In this case, as you can see, we are checking for two conditions, right? So, but when we have more conditions to check, that is where Elif comes in. So let's implement that our traffic light analogy here in code. So assuming we have, let's say light, if light's green. So this is a string, so you enclose it within double quotes. So I will now say if light, right, is equals to green. If the light is equals to green, what should happen? I can say print. So I can now say go, right? It means when the traffic light is green, it means you can go. So the other condition is we have Elif, right? Elif light, that is else if light is equals to red. So if the light is red, what should happen? So we are going to say stop. Right? We are going to say stop. So as you can see here, we've checked for these two conditions. Light is green, light is red. So the only condition that is left now is what? Is light equals yellow, right? So I will now say print. Instead of me to say Elif, light is equals to yellow, I can just say else. So it means it's going to check other conditions aside these ones, okay? So what should happen? Print get ready to stop. Okay, so now let's save this. Let's clear the screen. Sorry. All right, so as you can see, we have what? We have go displayed. This means that this particular line of code got executed. It means this condition now is true. Light is equals to green, and yet light is equals to green. That's why we're having this printed. So what if I change this to, let's say, red? In this case, right? So if I should run the command again, as you can see, we have stop. So it means this particular line of code got executed because light is now equals to red, right? This is the variable and this is the value. So light is now red, so we got this displayed stop. So what if I change this to yellow? So as you can see, we got this get ready to stop. Right? So it means this particular line of code got executed in this case. And that's it for today. You've just learned the basics of conditional statements in Python. Remember, just like traffic lights guide drivers, conditionals guide your program to make the right decisions. In the next video, we'll look at more advanced examples of conditionals and see how they're used in real-life projects. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend who's learning Python too. See you in the next one.